It has been some time since my last entry. A welcome bit of exercise today. A United Colony spy snuck into the embassy. Just before dawn, as I finished my morning prayers, I heard an odd thrum. At first, I presumed my hearing was giving out, but then I realized what it was. It was an elevator descending. Presuming uninvited guests could mean only bad things, I snuck upstairs and hid among the branches of the venom tree. I watched like a gargoyle perched on a parapet as a young man stalked cautiously through the branches of the tree I'd spent so much time cultivating, obviously scared beyond his wits. At one point, an errant branch snapped as he passed. I swear the boy leapt a foot into the air before realizing its source benign. I was shocked that the mere idea of House Varun could still garner such fear, even this long after the end of the Serpent's Crusade. It would have been amusing if it wasn't such a clear reminder of the failure of my own endeavor. We evaded each other like this for the better part of 2 hours. It was a welcome distraction from a life now steeped in routine. He eventually gave up, returned to the elevator, and I to my meditation. And I think on it now, however, the purpose of the visit is exceedingly disappointing. This was no diplomat, no neighborly knock on the door. This was a spy. Someone breaking into somewhere a normal soul couldn't. They think me dead, don't they? It happened. The message was short, a simple request for information regarding the state of things at New Atlantis, but filled me with relief nonetheless. House Varun has contacted me. I've been forced to harden my heart to the possibility that I may never hear from my people again. Today's message assuaged that fear. Though their intentions remain unclear, I'm comforted by House Varun's willingness to re-engage in communication. I'm hopeful that it signifies Dazra's willingness to return to more earnest attempts at diplomacy with the UC. This is a last log. Interesting, man. But that means, like, for potentially years, he wasn't actually doing anything.
Hope it still works.
That's crazy and kind of awesome.
And there.
Not everything in the galaxy needs to come with us, you know.
Great.
We'll be so lucky next time the archives need to be accessed. Something to think of.
Why did the rest of the staff leave? Where'd they go?
The affairs of House Varun are our own. They left. That is all there is to be said on the subject.
Why'd you stay behind?
House Varun committed itself to the armistice. This was said at the time to be the desire of the Great Serpent, and I do not believe the Serpent decides such things on a whim. So, when my brethren left, I remained, honoring the Serpent's will as I saw fit, as is the right of all his followers.
What's it been like being from House Varun in New Atlantis?
It was tolerable, even pleasant, when my brethren were here in the embassy with me. We remade this place as best we could into a home we all would recognize. Our native flora, our iconography, our connection to the Serpent, they came with us. With my brethren gone, it has been trying. But the Great Serpent has always provided me a path in my darkest moments.
Great Serpent, that's your god, right?
The Great Serpent is so much more than a god. It is fate itself. When our founder, Jinan Varun, left the United Colonies 140 years ago for distant stars, it was the Serpent that compelled him to found his now great house. The Serpent made us who we are today. Its voice speaks to us, shepherding us through the dark, and infuses our lives with the meaning the universe so often fails to provide.
Huh. Yoink. Yeah, buddy. Go! Maroon jumpsuit. Looks good. Oh, sure, Jojo. Absolutely, bud. There's that. I have one digipick left. There it is. Beautiful. Beep boop. Wait, I think I need to go back through here. Oh, this way. Oh, just bring this thing up. That makes it too easy. It's too easy, Chad. It's too easy. All right, break this. Lath, the other floor is just the top, and there's nothing on it.
Yes, by all means.
We checked it last time. Unfortunately, it is empty. Sorry, Bruin spacesuit. We'll see you later. No, I want that. Nope.
See you around.
I'll see you around. So encumbered. Oh yeah.
You have my attention. What have you got for me?
Boop. That container is at max capacity.
Very good.
And Traja, the container, is at max capacity, chat. In case you were wondering.
Yeah.
Just doesn't add up. Spaceport has anti-Zero.
Captain, you're back sooner than... Oh, wait. Did you actually succeed? With Radcliffe? And Balmore? We're all in agreement.
Boom.
So the old man was still lurking around in there. Fine work, Captain. And now, I've already arranged everything with the archival monitors. When you get down there, the UC monitor will give you instructions on how to deploy the codes. Follow them to the letter. Here, the UC code piece and an archival access card. The entrance is just on the other side of the plaza across from Mast. Absolute best behavior down there, all right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Sir, yes, sir.
Excuse me.
Nope. Nice guy, Nick. Just metric stuff. Yeah. Probably do some cozies on CohhCarnage this month, every now and then. Hey, Veltanos, what's up, buddy?
Captain, we've been expecting you. Please approach the monitoring station and we will go over the rules. Welcome, Captain, to the archives. To proceed, you will need to deposit your codes into the 3 corresponding receptacles. Once they are verified, I will open the door. Your data resides in Unit 18. You will not be able to access any of the other units. Once you've collected your data, return to the entrance. You may insert the first of the archival codes when you're ready to begin. You may proceed, Captain.
Freaking cool! Whee! Hey, Spartix 03, how cool, man. I have, first of all, thank you for your 19 months. Second of all, just badass. Solo Cog says, dumb question for Cohh. When first starting, did you ever have a hard time wanting to watch another streamer versus streaming yourself? No, I don't watch streamers. That's dumb.
Captain, can I help you?
Wait, where are we going? There we go. No, I'm kidding, of course. Yes, I absolutely did, because particularly I was very new in the field. I was still learning. But the thing is to put it bluntly, there were 2 phases when I first started streaming. There was when I first started streaming, and if I had free time, I was gaming, which means I was streaming. So during that time, I had pretty much 0 time to watch other streamers. But when my channel died, essentially, and I went back to the drawing board, I spent a lot of time researching streaming. So I would actually like section time off to kind of watch, to go around Twitch and, you know, see what was doing what and what made a stream successful, and did all sorts of researching there. So did I ever like casually watch other streamers while I was streaming? Not really, because if I ever would have had time to do that, I would have been streaming. Yeah.
Okay.
There you are.
Captain. Deputy told me what went down. Impressive work.
Captain, if you'd be willing to transfer the
When did my
documents
stream
to the
die?
Major, she and I have been discussing
About 3
what
months
comes
after I
next.
started. It's a long story. We'll save it for another time. Yeah, the TLDR, I'm not going to get too much into it, but the TLDR is, I got lucky, as people always say, but I had no understanding of what I was doing, and I got a whole bunch of success really quickly, and I didn't understand why, and I didn't understand how, and I drove it into the ground over the course of 3 months. And then I had to take a step back when I realized that obviously it wasn't working, and I either had to quit and get a real job, or I had to figure out this whole streaming thing and figure out how to make it work for me. And I spent about 2 weeks doing that, and that's when I reinvented my channel, basically, and went from there. But again, that's like an hour-long story for another time.
Time for us to start getting some real answers and figure out if we've been asking the right questions. So whenever you're ready.
Papa Guy says, you put lucky in quotes, but your description is literal luck. Oh yeah, so Papa Guy, here's a good way to think about luck. If you had every bit of information available and you knew everything, then luck would never be a factor. The only thing luck is when you don't understand why something happened. And that's what happened to me at the beginning of my streaming. I got a whole bunch of viewers for months, and it was amazing, and I had no idea why it happened and no idea how it all worked, and that was me getting lucky. But because I didn't understand any of that, because I did not get it, because I didn't know what I was doing, I completely floundered on that opportunity. And 3 months later, when in my first week, I had 300 viewers on Twitch. First couple weeks, I had 300 viewers. By the end of my 3rd month, the last day that I streamed to 29 viewers. And after a 14-hour stream, I lost more viewers than I gained. And that's when I said, okay, like, I either have to go get a real job or I need to figure this thing out. Because, you know, and that's what that was. Papa Guy says, I hear your thoughts, but to be fair, luck can also entail gambling a tougher gray decision with plenty of knowledge. Well, no, Papa Guy, here's the thing. I'm gonna take a step further. Imagine, even then, luck is not a factor. If you knew every single bit of information, even what we would call the unknowable, there would not be any luck. So even if you have a good idea about a situation, that doesn't mean you have all you know to make a guaranteed correct decision. So what us silly humans call luck is just our ability not to fundamentally and fully understand all situations. If there was some AI out there that could shut up, they could meticulously figure everything out and knew what every person was going to do hours into the future because they understood how every neuron and every brain functioned, and then also worked out and knew all of how every bit of matter worked and how it functioned, and that was on the code, there would be no luck at all outside of quantum physics, which is a different thing, but we're not talking about that. So yeah, you see what I'm saying with that. You see what I'm saying. Yeah. Anyway, let's see. I made someone a promise, Hadrian. Can you assure me this data will be used for good?
Yes. It will be. Percival and I have done our damage. This is us starting to put some things right. So with the data out of the way, we've been discussing where exactly this work's getting done. The Red Devil's headquarters on Mars, back where you found Percival, seemed the natural spot. Already has the equipment, the safety measures.
Though it sounded like the deputy had a few more things she needed to discuss with you first.
Okay.
Indeed. The most important of which is getting you your citizenship.
Oh.
Then I guess we'll see you on Mars.
Okay, but last thing I'm going to say about it, and this is super quick. What I will say in the more realistic, less theoretical, more grounded version is for streaming, luck is when preparation meets opportunity. That is when you can create your own luck. And my first luck, when I got lucky in my first couple weeks of streaming, I had the opportunity, but I didn't have the preparation. And that is why my stream failed. So it was a situation where I got lucky because I was doing the right thing at the right time, but because I had no idea why, I could not keep it up. And over the course of 3 months, and numerous future failed opportunities, because again, I didn't know what I was doing. The whole thing came crashing down essentially. So yeah, that's kind of how that worked. Julia, there's actually only 29 real viewers here as we're all bots. Yes. Yep.
You know, I went to chef school. This ain't exactly where I saw myself.
There's a story in there.
Vanguard sure got lucky snagging you.
Yep. Beep boop. To Sky, we will very much agree to disagree there. Considering knowledge doesn't even, have a physical form, we'll take that offline,
All right, Captain. Are you ready to become a citizen of the United Colonies?
I I'm ready.
Good. This isn't the only item we need to discuss, so I'll give you the short version. Please raise your hand. Captain, through your actions today and in days past, you have earned your place among the United Colonies. Through service, bravery, strength, and upholding of the mutual good. Will you carry and cultivate these values for as long as you remain a citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Then, Captain, I'm pleased to welcome you into the United Colonies as a full citizen. Here, your official ID and your citizenship dispensation. We've also let the Aphelion Realty office out in the plaza know you're approved to purchase property. Now, the other item we needed to discuss. There's a member of the UC who's asked to speak to you, but this person is in a sensitive position. Normally, we wouldn't even consider something like this, but we think this person has information that could prove useful in dealing with the Terramorphs. And they've stated they'll only share it with you. They asked for you by name. So I need your agreement that everything you're about to see is kept in the strictest confidence. You can tell no one. Can you agree to these terms?
Yes, ma'am.
Let's hope
It's kind of interesting you can turn this down.
Head to the elevator. You're going to
What if that would just
subsection
stop the
7.
quest?
I'll make sure you're cleared for access by the time you get there.
Yeah, hey guys, I I should have been more careful with the concept of luck is a very large discussion that we could have for hours and bleeds into all sorts of things that aren't related to the term and topic. We'll do that another time because I do want to focus on this. But I mean, the concept of luck borders philosophical. Like it's a lot. So we'll do that. We'll do that another time. I'd love to have these discussions. We've had this discussion in the past, and I'd love to another time. But you know, we'll do it for now. Because I've seen so many things I want to reply to, but I just need to keep my mouth shut, or we'll just talk about this all night. You can provoke luck? You absolutely can. Well, you can provoke opportunity.
Are we at all surprised?
But you still need to be
UC has
prepared
such a
for it.
massive
Okay.
space dedicated to secrets?
Okay. Anyway.
Logging authorized entry. Unsealing access. You may proceed down the corridor. But there are no additional visitors permitted. Your friend's gonna have to wait out here.
Yes, sir.
Very well, I will wait. You go on.
Yeah, I'm gonna write a book
Welcome, Captain.
on my streaming career and views on luck and everything. It'll be out in like a week.
Come down and approach the intercom. You and I should chat.
This part of the quest blew my mind the first time. I loved it. Mainly because we kind of called it, but at the same time, it was fun to see it. It's very cool. All right, here we go.
President Abeyo was kind enough to give me a few files to peruse. Quite the series of accomplishments you've managed.
Cool story, bro.
But now you face a foe unlike any other. An invisible enemy lurking in the shadows. You're going to need all the help you can get, which is why I hoped we could speak. Do you know who I am?
You look so familiar. You in a movie or something. I know it.
Not quite. I'm Francois Sanon.
Bam.
But most know me as Vae Victis. I was an admiral during the Colony War. One of its great villains, if you believe the slates. I was to be executed for my crimes, but the previous regime deemed me too valuable to simply discard. So they put me here, a sacrifice on the altar of peace. Even my death served the colonies.
Definitely one of the chattier ghosts I've met. You see faked your death then.
One final act of rebellion by the leadership that lost the Colony War. The trial was authentic. I faced tribunal with dignity, but my execution, staged. A lethal injection that was anything but. The cabinet at the time, long gone now, wished to keep me on as an advisor. And considering the other option, I was in no place to refuse.
That's fair.
So I elected to trade my freedom for my continued existence. But such is the life of a soldier.
Santa, that's Hadrian's last name.
Very astute. That's my daughter. My progeny. You've been working alongside. Has she shared with you the nature of our little family?
She told me she's her clone. Yes.
Did she? So willing to trust Hadrian. I never did succeed in driving that out of her. Our relationship has always been a challenging one. The Major was born to become a great leader, carry on the legacy I established, and was given all the finest training to support it. And she excelled. But the universe cut all that short. Now, though, it's placed even more crucial work in front of the two of you. And I think I have a part to play in helping you accomplish what you've set out to do.
Tell me more about the cloning program.
It was an attempt by the United Colonies to solidify its own legacy, forging a new generation of great leaders. They were raised by adoptive families made up of scholars and tacticians, trained at the United Colonies' greatest scientific and military academies, displayed incredible promise. But by the time the Colony War came to a close, there was only Hadrian. But that's ancient history now. You have much more pressing matters at hand, with which I can help.
I'm listening.
After some long years earning the trust of this current regime, the UC has been permitting me to work alongside one of their recovery teams, helping them gather intelligence on, locate, and organize scenarios to lure in some of the criminals that evaded justice after the Colony War. With quite a few successes, I might add. But in the process, I managed to find something else. The names and locations of Hadrian and Percival's old research team. Valuable manpower for the effort you're about to embark on. I'll tell you where they are, but in exchange, I need something dealt with.
Track down war criminals, people like you. How's that work exactly?
Well, who better to find them? But many of them I knew personally, and I've always had a mind for details. Where someone was born, next of kin. You'd be shocked how often an otherwise brilliant criminal flees to the planet just next to the one where they were born, or where a family member resides. I simply use my own personal knowledge and the information our group collects for me to track them down and set things right.
Not sure I like the sound of this.
One task. That's all I require. There is a former colleague of mine, a man by the name of Dr. Reginald Orlaise. Like myself and Hadrian, he was involved in some of the United Colonies' more problematic lines of research. Mech weapons were his specialty. If it dealt death, he could make a deal more. When the Colony War ended, he fled, refusing to face tribunal, and has continued to peddle his skills to the highest bidder to this day. But I finally found him. I want you to track him down and deal with him, however you're able. I'm not expecting he'll come quietly. Bring me evidence that the job's done, and I'll tell you what I know.
Dude, I love this quest line. I love it. How do I know you're not asking me to kill an innocent man?
Speak to Deputy Macintyre. I'm sure she'd be happy to hear that someone might be tying up this loose end at long last. Though I would ask you, do not make the mistake of confusing me for a simple
Hydration is required.
Why have me do this? Why not hand this over to one of the members of this recovery team?
Captain, your files indicate a track record of unlikely successes. It is my genuine hope that, perhaps down the line, you might become a part of our team. And this might be something of a tryout.
Are you enjoying this playthrough? I'm digging it so far. I'm really digging it so far. Yep. Consider him dust.
Good. According to my information, he's been hiding around the world of Etheria. Wolf system. There's a star station in the vicinity. The Den. The head of the local vanguard, one Captain Marquez, should be able to help you find our man.
Okay. Speak to Deputy Macintyre.